Last week, I spoke with Brian Moynihan, the CEO of Bank of America, and he said that based on what they are seeing at the bank, they believe that it will probably take about 5 quarters before you get back to the growth levels that we were seeing before the pandemic, GDP growth of 1% to 2%. He did say if there was another aid package that was passed, he thought that that could move things forward. I guess I would ask you, what's your expectation for the economy, and what's your expectation if there's no more aid that's passed?
Well, let me first say I think the economy is doing much better than anybody expected at this point. Both the unemployment rate dropping back down to close to 8% is really extraordinary from what had been very high levels in closing the economy. So as we've reopened, I think you've seen a very good rebound. I think you're going to see a very good quarter. Having said that, we still have more work to do. Until we get everybody back to work, the president and my job is not done. That's something that we're very focused on. And I would say that clearly this package will help the economic recovery. And I would also say the progress that we're making on vaccines and testing also is going to help the economic recovery. The 150 million Abbott tests that we have that'll be delivered between now and the end of the year, and those are mostly going to go to schools, nursing homes, and other types of institutions. Very, very cost effective, $5 a test. You can do them very quickly, get the response very quickly. These types of advances in testing is really going to create a boost for the economy.
I guess I would ask what your outlook for the economy. I mean, it's very hard to try and pin this down at this point because we don't know what happens with COVID during the winter months. We have had lots of doctors, including Dr. Scott Gottlieb, who joined us today to say that he does think we will see a resurgence of coronavirus cases in the winter here. I don't know what that means potentially for businesses having to shut down again. But I wonder, your own forecast, how do you measure this? How do you kind of see out? And what is built into your forecast in terms of what we see with coronavirus in the next few months?
Well, I've been listening to the medical professionals, and again, I take great comfort in the progress that's being made on vaccines. I think it's pretty clear we're going to have a vaccine. What the exact date is, we'll see. It could be soon. It could be the end of the year. But I think that the money that we've invested in vaccines, vaccine development, manufacturing, is really going to pay off. It was a extraordinary commitment that is really going to help. I would also say, as you look at more and more testing, you're going to see more cases. I had an experience with someone in the last 2 weeks who was tested. They never even had any symptoms. So I think this is a very bizarre disease. In certain cases, people get it with no symptoms. In certain cases, it is difficult, especially when people have medical conditions. But clearly, the economy is tied to the medical advancement. And I think that I've said before, traditional economic models don't work. But what I can tell you, more fiscal response will help the economy. And I would also say the sooner we're able to get these advances of testing and vaccines into the economy, the better off we'll be.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.